I wanted to quickly talk to you today about something that comes up in my mind anytime I look at photos of myself or I get photos taken with my friends, family photos, that sort of thing. And it's when you go to look at the photo. So imagine, you're with a bunch of your friends and someone decides to take a group photo. They take the photo and then they're passing the camera around for you to look at or for everybody to look at. And what is the first thing that you look at when it gets to you? I'd be willing to bet it's you, right? You look right at yourself. You don't look at anybody else, you look right at yourself. I'd also be willing to bet that the very first thing that you look at on yourself is the thing that you're most insecure about. So I'll give you an example. For me, anytime I get a photo, anytime a photo's taken of me and it's my opportunity to look at it, I look at my hairline, if I'm not wearing a hat. One of the reasons why I wear a hat so much is because when I was 13, 14, 15, my hairline started to recede. Thankfully it stopped, but it did go, I had the classic temple recession and I thought I was going bald at 14, 15. And I was teased by some of my friends because of it. And ever since then, I've been very insecure about it. Now, I don't always wear a hat. I do wear my hair up for, certain events, whatnot. But when I do, I'm always self-conscious about it. And if I don't have a hat on and I look at a photo of myself, it's the very first thing I look at. Now, if you looked at a photo, where would you look first? We already know that it's going to be you. But where would you look? Would you look at your stomach? Would you look at the way your shoulders are sloped? Would you look at the height difference between you and other people? Whatever it is for you, that is the reason why I want to bring this up is because, it's a fact that I have temporal recession. It's maybe a fact that you have a little bit of a belly or you're not as tall as you want or whatever it is. But the amount of gravity that you give that is so much less than the impact it actually has in the world around you and on the thoughts that other people have about you. So all of your friends, when they think about you, the first thing that they think about isn't your little paunch. The first thing that my friends think about me when they think of me isn't my hairline. At least I wouldn't think that it's the first thing that they think of. But it's usually the first thing that we think of. All of our inadequacies, all of our insecurities are really the things that we use to define ourselves to ourselves. We don't think necessarily about the good things. It reminds me of this concept. Well, it reminds me that we all are walking through life with our own experience of life. We all have our own lowest point, we all have our own highest point, and our understanding of the world is based on those 2 points. So, your happiness is relevant to those 2 points in your life. Your sorrow is relevant to those 2 points in your life. For me, it's the same. My highest point and my lowest point are the reference points at which I understand my happiness and my sorrow. I can empathize with other people, but even when I empathize with people, it's based on my highest point and my lowest point, the spectrum of experience that I've had between those 2 things. And the reason why I bring that up is it reminds me of another experience that I had, another story of when I was walking downtown Vancouver, and I can't remember what I was doing, but I was walking in a pretty bougie part of Vancouver, and this beautiful Porsche 911 pulls over to the side, parks, and this guy gets out, and the guy looks like $1 million. He has a suit on that is probably worth more than my monthly paycheck, and he's about 6'3", super, just a handsome dude. Perfectly, it looked like he just got a haircut, looked like he was in peak performance physically. Everything about him was just a 10 out of 10, absolute stud. And then he goes around to the side of the Porsche, he opens the door, and out steps one of the most beautiful women I had ever seen in my life. And he grabs her by the waist and leads her off, and they walk off in some direction. I saw that guy and I thought to myself, now that is a guy who has life figured out. there's nothing but happiness in that guy's experience. You know, he's got it all figured out, and that's who I aspire to be. And as soon as that thought came through my mind, and now that I think about it, probably the reason that thought came through my mind is because I had been involved, my formative years in men's work were around the same time that this happened. And in men's work, you're surrounded by a whole bunch of different people, all these different guys with different backgrounds, different ages, all that sort of thing, and all different experiences. And face value, you would say that they all have different, you know, different qualities, they live different lives. And the interesting thing is that although we all live different lives and we all have different stages of our lives that we're in, we all share the same spectrum of joy and love and happiness and sorrow and grief, because we all have our own relative set points on that spectrum between your happiest moment, your best moment, and your lowest moment. And I realized that this guy stepping out of his Porsche with this woman had the same thing. He had that same high point, that same low point, and everything in between. And it was, you know, if I was in his position, I would have had to have his high point and his low point. I would have to be him. So I guess what I'm saying is that from our perspective, other people have it better and have it worse. But from their perspective, all they know is their experience. So yeah, they absolutely have maybe more means than you, or less means. Maybe you look at somebody and you say, wow, I'm so happy that I'm not in their position. But you also don't know what joys they have in their life. You know, maybe they are more fulfilled in certain areas of their life simply because they're allowing themselves the freedom to do something that you're not because of, you know, social constraints or what have you. So I'm nearing my destination. I'm going fishing today. Well, hopefully, we'll see. I'm going to try and get some steelhead at a secret spot. But I wanted to make this quick video to hopefully illustrate a point that, one, everybody is insecure about themselves. It doesn't matter how secure they look from your vantage point. And the second thing is that nobody has a smooth sailing ride in life, and then nobody has it figured out. And as soon as you realize that, it kind of reduces the weight that you probably feel on your shoulders of trying to live the expectations or live up to somebody who you've seen as like a bastion of success or what have you. You can still aim for that, but try to enjoy the journey and realize that the spectrum of emotion that you have right now is yours because of your experience, the things that you enjoy in life, the things that you hold to be of importance, all of these sorts of things are yours and yours alone because of your experience, and really that's going to color everything for your life. Sorry if it feels like I'm losing my attention span. It is because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to park here. But anyways, I hope this little video has helped in some way, and I hope it allows you to release a little bit of the pressure from yourself and to realize that all of us share the struggle of trying to accept ourselves for who we are while still wanting more and to be more in the most purpose-driven way. So with that, I wish you a good day, and I hope I get some steelhead. I'll let you know. Take care.